You said never let me go. You said never let me.
Hey guys, sorry it's been a while yet again. I haven't been feeling very well and one of my eyes is very swollen. But, as you're going to see in just a second, I forgot to separate my intro from my thoughts on the books I was currently reading. So this is like a second, but first intro for you guys. But yeah, enjoy the reading. Hey guys, so I just wanted to give you a bit of a heads up. I'm back home now, as you can probably tell. It's been a busy couple of days with travelling back after Christmas, but we are settling back in to a tidy routine now, which means I am keeping the reading swing going. I finished Shadow Crown by Melissa Blair. Absolutely loved it. It was amazing. So gave it 4.5 stars. I do have the sequel, A Vicious Game, to read before the end of the month. I also got a lovely new pop socket for my Kindle that says "Leave me alone, I'm reading." I also made a bit of progress in Narcissus in Chains. I am now halfway through, as you're going to see in the clip, but this is so cute. Like, I'm glad Whiny Anita's gone, but the Anita we've got in this is a whole different game, and we've had interactions between Anita and Nathaniel, Anita and Jean-Claude, Anita and Asher, Anita and Jason, Anita and Micah, and I'm like, this woman basically has a harem. I'm sorry, but it's amazing. But what I just got to is the bonding scene between Anita and Micah's pods, which was so cute it almost made me cry. I'm not gonna lie. So this series has been a bit hit or miss for me, because it was like the first couple of books were great and then it went down until I think it was the Killing Dance, where we had the first scene with Jean-Claude, and then it went down and now it's going back up. So yeah, I'm gonna try and remember to film myself reading these, because as you can probably tell, I'm not holding you anymore. Sorry, I have a clamp stand which is currently attached to my headboard, so if I touch my headboard you move. But tomorrow I will be moving it over to my desk where it's more stable. So you'll see my actual desk setup. But until then, here we are, basically. So tonight, as much as I want to read this, I do have to make a start on A Vicious Game. So I'm gonna do that. Probably won't film that tonight because I am getting pretty tired because it's 10:30. So I might fall asleep during it, and I don't really want you guys to see me sleep. But I will try and make a start on that tonight, otherwise this is going to be my day tomorrow. I will be going out at some point tomorrow to Starbucks. So we shall see how that goes. I don't think I'll be filming because my anxiety for one means I wear noise cancelling headphones while I'm out, and I'm not quite at the point in my booktube game where I feel confident enough to vlog outside of my house. Yeah, so that is my update for this evening. And tomorrow, hopefully I should have enough footage to actually put this video up. Ideally tomorrow I want to read A Vicious Game. This is only like 400 odd pages, and Melissa Blair's writing is really easy to read, so I should be able to fly through it. And then if I've got time, continue with Narcissus. But I know in February, towards the end of February, early March, I've got 4, I want to say, blog tours that are basically back to back. So early in February, I have to prioritise reading those and getting those out of the way. But the good thing is they are sequels. So even though for 2 of them I do have to reread the first book, it's more of just skim reading to refresh my memory on the events, which are Seven Faceless Saints by M.K. Lobb, so I can read A Disciple of Chaos, and Momo Arashima Steals the Sword of the Wind, to read Momo Arashima Breaks the Mirror of the Sun, I think it is. And then I've got Snow Globe, which is a translated works, and Tori Bovolino's new book. So I need to prioritise reading them, as well as Not Good for Maidens. I need to read before the end of the month, because that is the book club book. So yeah, I'm going to be fairly busy. It's just going to be remembering whether or not I actually remember to film myself reading. Because that would be a change of pace from what you've had for the past month or so. So, fingers crossed for tomorrow, guys. I'll see you soon. So, actual update now. I'm in the middle of reading 3 books. So I have Narcissus in Chains, like you saw me reading. I'm now halfway through this, and I think this might be my favourite Anita Blake book so far. And we're a third of the way into the series. I am going to be binging a lot of these though, because by the middle of next month, we're supposed to be finishing Bullet, which I think is the 18th book, and this is book 10. And the next couple, Cerulean Sins, Incubus Dreams, are just as chunky. But if they're anything like this, I should absolutely fly through it. Then I'm reading 2 books on my Kindle. First of which is At Every Depth, which is a non-fiction book looking at different parts of the ocean. It's interesting to learn about them. But as some of you will know from my blog, I don't buy into the whole climate debate. I'm a firm believer in the fact that the Earth's climate is cyclical. It goes through phases of heating and warming, heating and cooling, which is where we get warm periods, like we're currently in, and ice ages, cooling periods. So that part is a bit off-putting, but I know a lot of people believe in that. And then the second one, it's the one I've got to finish reading in the next week, which is A Vicious Game by Melissa Blair. It's the last book in the Halfling saga, and I have started it. And Kira's completely fallen off the wagon. So, if you've read the series, you know from book 1 that Kira is an alcoholic, essentially. She drinks to cope with her memories of what she's done, for the crown in her role as the Blade. After the ending of book 2, where we see a few characters die, I won't say who, but they die. Kira completely falls off the wagon. She's done. She's completely given up on destroying the crown because of the events of book 2, and she's pushing everyone away, even Nikolai, Sierra, and Riven and Killian, who are all trying to help her, but she's just done. But on the backside of this, her magic is becoming extremely volatile because she is A, suppressing it, and B, she is just experiencing very volatile emotions right now. She's angry, she's sad, she's grieving, and her magic kind of feeds off this, so it makes her a very dangerous person to be around. So yeah, we've got all that going on, but meanwhile, other characters like Gerada are still looking for a way to break the seals, to break the siphon on the magic, because even now in their small numbers, the halflings and the fae will have access to a lot more magic and be powerful enough to take down the crown. But Kira wants absolutely no part in this. She basically says, I'm willing to train to get my magic under control, but I'm not fighting anymore. I am done fighting. Whatever comes, comes. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. But I am not fighting for you anymore. And I've seen this kind of coming for a while, because even from book 1, Kira is very torn about her actions. She knows she has to do them to survive herself and to protect the halflings, but it's tearing her apart to do it. She's also kind of processing the fact now that, Killian and Riven have each other as brothers. Nikolai has his mother back because she rescued him, but Kira still has no family because the Light Fae are gone and they are never coming back. She is the last of the Light Fae, and she's also dealing with that, so she becomes quite envious, quite jealous at times, seeing them together. But I don't really know what's going to happen, because we do know that Damien is basically torturing Kira through a mind-walking ability, where he's showing her his memories of killing the people she loved and forcing her to relive those memories over and over again. And the only way she can stop it is by getting absolutely wasted. And she's just not coping with anything right now. So I'm excited to see where this book goes. I am about 15% in, so it is reading like the others very quick. I've just got to force myself to sit down and actually read it. So that is what I'm going to be doing this evening. I'm probably going to stick on some reading sprints, and we're going to chill and read. So I'll see you in a bit. Hey guys, so I just hit the quarter mark in A Vicious Game. I'm really enjoying it so far, actually. Kira's finally gotten off her butt, and is feeling less depressed. She stopped wallowing in self-pity, at least. And they end up finding and breaking the first seal, which Kira didn't believe was possible. And everyone feels it immediately. Kira gets a power boost, which is really nice. and it kind of spurs her into thinking, yeah, we can do this. You know, they've got a general idea of where the other 4 seals are located, and the second one they're going for is at the Order. Now, Kira has been trying to tell Gerarda that all the other shades are dead, thanks to Damien, but Gerarda refuses to believe it until she sees it with her own eyes. So I have a funny feeling we're going to get some emotional scenes soon. But Gerarda has also made Kira realise in the past few months she hasn't been as rigorous with her training, and it's starting to show compared to someone like Gerarda who went through the same training process, was a shade like her, was part of the Arsenal like her. And before Kira could decimate Gerarda with ease, she's struggling now to just hold her own against Gerarda. So we've got that going. But yeah, no sign of Damien yet, apart from his little dream thing at the beginning of the book. But I have a funny feeling he could turn up while they're at the Order, because that is obviously very close to the capital. But yeah, I don't really have much of an idea where it's going to go. I think the plot is going to be breaking the 5 seals to release the magic, and at the same time dealing with Damien, which means the only heir to the throne then would be Killian. So yeah, I don't know whether that's going to be 2 separate plot lines, whether they go break all the 5 seals, release the magic, and then go after Damien, or whether it's going to be happening simultaneously, like they go to break one seal and have skirmishes with Damien until eventually they break the last one and deal with Damien there. But I think that is the general plot of this book. We're not getting as much between Kira and Riven, which is what I really liked about the last 2 books. But he is there, he is being supportive, you know, but he knows that Kira also wants her own space at this time. She doesn't really want to have to deal with their relationship, and he's trying his best to give her that. So yeah, not too much I can say right now. I'm also feeling really sleepy. I haven't been sleeping the past week. So I may take a nap at some point, but it is almost 7 p.m. But the last few days where I haven't napped, I haven't been able to sleep, so I don't know. But I will go back to reading Vicious Game, because I only have until the 29th to finish that, and then I've got 4 different blog tours in January, 2 of which I have to reread the first books to read the sequels, so I need to get on that as soon as possible. So I'm hoping to at least make it to halfway tonight, and then finish it tomorrow, but we shall see what happens. So I'll leave it there for now, and I'll check back in with you in a bit. Good afternoon, guys. Today is a new day. I didn't read any more of A Vicious Game last night, but my aim is to finish it today because the deadline is looming. And as you can probably tell, we are in a new space. I finally got my stand set up so I can not hold you. So we're just going to commence with the reading today and get A Vicious Game finished, and hopefully jump back into Anita Blake for a bit before I've got to jump onto more blog tours. guys, so we've moved location again. We're back to the bed. I'm 35% of the way through A Vicious Game now. I don't really have any thoughts so far, apart from it's doing exactly what I thought it would be doing at this point. You know, they're breaking the seals, releasing the magic, yada yada yada. But so far, this is my least favourite out of the three, which is saying something. Because like in the first book, by this point, like we had Kira torn between her duty as the Blade and her allegiance to the Halflings. And then in the second book around this point, we've got her being in the Feylands and seeing with her own eyes how her reputation as the Blade is impacting how she is seen in the Feylands despite what she's been doing for the Halflings. Whereas in this one, it's taking all the steps I thought it would, but it's not giving me anything super exciting in return. The only thing that's happened that I wasn't expecting is the shades that Kira thought were dead are actually still alive, and she's kind of figured out that Damien can not only show her real things, he can show her false things. But she's now taking steps against that. So I am hoping beyond hope that it's going to pick up and there's going to be exciting stuff like in the first two books, and that this will cap off a really good trilogy for me. But right now I've got this sinking feeling that this might be the weakest of the three books, and considering it's the finale, I am beyond terrified. So yeah, I'm just going to continue to read this now. And I'm probably going to crochet a little bit while I do. And yeah, I'll check back in with you around the halfway mark. So I'll see you then. Hey guys, good morning. It's a new day. I got halfway through A Vicious Game last night, so my goal today is to finish it. Yeah, I'm not going to say too much on it because obviously it's the final book in a series, but we are 2 seals down, 3 to go, and they have now realised it's having a really bad adverse effect on Riven that's only going to get worse the more seals they released, and Kira is now very worried. Yeah, but apart from that, nothing's really surprising me or jumping out at me right now. But Blair does have a great habit of really picking up the pace and the action in the second half of her books. So I'm looking forward to getting back into that today and finally finishing it. So once I've read a bit more, I'll check in with you. Hey guys, so I'm sorry I didn't check in with you after the halfway mark. Like I said, I just flew through the second half of A Vicious Game, and it is not a trilogy, which is what I assumed, because most fantasy comes in standalones, duologies, or trilogies. It's very rare to get series outside of that. But the way this book ended, there's definitely going to be a fourth book, because if that's the way it ended for good, I'm pissed. So I'm going to have to do my research, but I really think there's going to be a fourth book with the greater battle at hand. Like, so we had characters that did die between the end of book 2 and in this book, so there's that. But a couple of characters die in this book, another gets kidnapped, but they do manage to achieve their goal of breaking all 5 of the seals. But yeah, it left off like we had a big battle, final seal was broken, and then something happened, and the book ended. And I was like, how dare you? But I'm now gonna wait a long time, I think, for the fourth book, because this book doesn't even come out till next month. Well, in a couple of weeks. So I'm thinking it's going to be at least 6 to 12 months before we get book 4. And I'm fuming because I really want to know what happens. So, yeah. Not my favourite book so far of the series. The first half was a bit repetitive, you know, find a seal, break a seal, find a seal, break a seal. And I think we could have added a bit more action, a bit more tension than what we actually got. And I think that Kira just got hold of her new magic too quickly. Like when she gets the wind, we have scenes where she finds it very hard to control and it's on the verge of like exploding out of her. Which, yes, does lead to control training, but you don't master it in the amount of time Kira has. And like, I get that she's slightly different from all the other fae and elves and halflings by being a light fae, but it still would have been nice, especially with these new powers coming up and the way they interact with each other, to have her lose control a bit more, you know, to make it a story of not just a race against time and a race against Damien, but a bit more of Kira finding her own internal control, especially as she's overcoming her addiction. That would have been really nice. But so far, every book has been a solid 4 to 4.5 stars, so it's a really good series. Because I assumed it was a trilogy, and it's obviously not going to be. I don't know how long it's going to be. You know, we could have the next book where magic is now back and all the fae and halflings and elves are training with their new increased magic, and then, you know, we could have like a big training arc, and then, you know, like a reconnaissance mission to rescue the kidnapped character, and then maybe potentially a 5th book which encompasses like the final battle and the ending, but I am genuinely not sure how long it's going to be. So, my plan tonight, I think, is to go back to Narcissus in Change, because I'm really enjoying this. But I do know over the next couple of weeks I have a lot of blog tours coming up, so I will be starting probably tomorrow or in a day or two, rereading both Seven Faceless Saints by M.K. Lobb and Momo Arashima Steele's The Sword of the Wind. Ready for the blog tour for the sequels to those two, Disciple of Chaos and Momo Arashima Breaks the Mirror of the Sun, I think it's called. So those two will be coming up very soon. But yeah, I think I'm going to end this video there. Because it's already going to be quite a lengthy one. So I'm going to end it here. But I will give you an update tomorrow on... well, tomorrow for me, but it'll be in the next blog video about my reading progress in this. And I'll see you then, guys.
Pulling up black windows once you go down. You must be crazy if you think that I'ma slow down. Don't wanna hear it talking shit from the drama.